And you know what? It's not easy to admit that someone still affects us when we thought we were getting over it. But that's exactly what she's facing right now. A confrontation with everything she's tried to avoid. You know that moment when you think, okay, I think I can finally breathe again? Well, she was there. Believing her heart was calm, that the days were returning to normal. But then a little detail happened, and it wasn't even something big. Just that persistent thought, that scene that came out of nowhere, and just like that, the confusion returned. And it wasn't light. It was intense. An internal jolt. Silent on the outside, but deep within. She realized that no matter how much she tried to move on, forget, or distract herself with other things, none of it was enough to erase you from within her. Because it wasn't just nostalgia. It was absence. An absence that still hurts. And it showed up suddenly, without warning. It's affecting her more than you can imagine. She's trying to understand why she misses you so much right now. Why what you shared still weighs so heavily on her. And you know what the angel showed me? That deep down, she never really wanted to forget you. She just didn't know how to handle the intensity of what she felt. It was easier to pretend it was just another phase, that it would pass soon. But it didn't pass. She carries unresolved issues. Questions that lingered in the air. Emotions that she pushed under the rug, thinking time would take care of it. But it didn't. And now, it's come rushing back. It's not just any regret. It's a mix of things. It's the void you leave behind. It's the guilt for not saying how she felt. It's the fear of losing something that, now she sees, was so much more special than she had the courage to acknowledge. And all of this surfaced all at once. Because there are feelings that refuse to be ignored. She tried to move on with her life. Maybe she's even with someone now, or deeply immersed in work, trying to fill her time. But inside her, there's a space that still belongs to you. A space that no one else has been able to touch. And that's scary. Because when we try to move on and can't, we realize that there's something bigger there. Something that isn't just desire. It's not just longing. It's connection. She started to question everything, including the very story of you two. Did it end the way it should have? Is there still time to recover what was lost? Would you feel the same if you knew what she's going through right now? These are the questions pulsing in her heart. And one more thing, there's something inside her saying that you still feel it too. That in some way, this connection still exists, even if it's in silence. The truth is that she's vulnerable. For the first time, maybe. Because now it's not just nostalgia. It's awareness. It's clarity. It's an internal call to reassess everything. And anyone who has ever felt something real for someone knows how this shakes you. They know how hard it is to look ahead when the past still squeezes your chest. And she's feeling exactly that. You might think she doesn't care. That she has moved on. But no. She's really trying. It's just that, after that memory, after this impact as the angel showed me, something changed. She can't ignore what she feels anymore. She wants to understand if there's any chance. Not to relive what was, but to live something with more truth, with more maturity, with more commitment. Because now she sees the value you had. And it's no longer just that beautiful memory that makes her smile. It's that presence she misses in her daily life, in her emotions, in the deepest parts of her being. She isn't okay. Even if she appears to be. Even if you watch from afar and think she has moved on, turned the page, rebuilt herself. Don't be fooled. Something inside her is asking for answers. Silently, but without relief. You know that feeling that something has been left unresolved? That time has passed, but a part of you is still stuck in the past? That's how she feels. She tries to move on, tries to appear busy, tries to be rational, but her heart isn't keeping up. Because you're still there, somewhere inside her. And she no longer knows how to hide or disguise that. There are questions that keep coming back. They aren't simple questions. They are the kind that bother us when we try to sleep. They hurt when we remember something small that carries a huge meaning. And she asks herself, every day now without knowing exactly to whom, why didn't I say everything I wanted to while there was still time? Why was I so harsh, so distant, so silent? Why did I let someone like you go, as if you were nothing? She's trying to deal with this now. And it isn't easy. Because blaming herself is one thing. Forgiving herself is something entirely different. And the angels show me clearly, she's in the middle of this process. Burdened with tangled feelings that no longer fit inside her. What she feels isn't just simple longing. It's a kind of pain that only appears when we realize too late the value of someone. It's when you don't just miss the person. You miss everything you failed to experience with them. Everything you avoided feeling out of fear, pride, or insecurity. And now, all of this has hit her at once. It was a memory, yes. A small thing, seemingly harmless. But enough to break down the defenses she still had. The angel showed me as if her body were there, sturdy, trying to move on. But inside, her heart fell apart. She can't ignore it anymore. She can't say you were just a phase. Because you weren't. It was different. It was intense. And it still is. What the angels are showing now is an awakening. A kind of realization. She is seeing everything she tried to hide from herself. She is facing things she has avoided for a long time. And this is shaking her deeply. She is more sensitive, more open, and, at the same time, scared. Because to own what she feels, she will have to admit that she was wrong. She will have to deal with everything she didn't say, everything she put off. She will have to accept that it wasn't destiny that kept you apart, it was her. With her own choices, with her own resistances. And that's exactly why this moment is so crucial. Because now it's no longer about wanting. It's about courage. Courage to return. Courage to speak. Courage to listen to what you might still have to say. She doesn't know if there's time left. She doesn't know if there's still space in your life for her. But she is feeling, with a force she can't explain, that she needs to do something. That she needs to take a step. And that step is being prepared, even if she doesn't yet know how. The angels are working on it. Not to interfere, but to guide. Because this connection isn't just anything. It's not a random story that started and ended like so many others. There's something bigger in all of this. And you know it. Because you felt it too. So if you still feel something, even without understanding why, maybe it's because there's still something to be lived. She is feeling this now. And she is starting to accept that running away won't work anymore. She is trying to find a way to get closer. To look at you without fear, without the weight of everything that's unresolved. To show that, while it might have taken a while, she understands. And in this moment, the angels whisper, stay alert. Signs will come. And they won't come from words. They will come from her gaze, her gestures, the way she will try to be present, even without knowing how to begin. Because when someone truly regrets, the heart speaks before any words do. She's no longer sure of almost anything. Of what she feels, of what she should feel, of what to do with all this that has suddenly come to light without warning. But there's one thing that insists within her, an urgency that doesn't fade. She needs to understand if there's still something there. Between the two of you. If there's still space, a crack, a willingness, any sign that it's not too late. This impulse to write isn't new. There are days when she picks up her phone, opens your conversation, stares at the screen, and nothing comes out. She deletes, closes it, and wonders if you feel the same, even if you don't say it. Because it would be easier if you gave some sign first, right? But she also knows that she can't always wait for the other person to initiate. That, if there's still something real pulsating, it might have to come from her. But it's difficult. It's difficult because there's pride, there's fear of seeming weak, there's the dread of hearing something she's not ready to listen to. What if you've moved on? What if you've turned this silence into protection? Into a boundary? She thinks about that. But she also thinks about what she could lose if she doesn't try. There's an unrest within her that won't go away. Something that keeps reminding her of what was lived, of how you were part of her days. And it's not a pretty memory from an old movie, no. It's that presence that lingers even when everything around seems to move on. And that presence is coming back now with more strength. She can no longer ignore it. She's tried. Many times. But when thoughts continuously return to the same place, when everything you live now seems smaller than what you've experienced with someone, something needs to be addressed. The angels showed me that this internal movement is real. That she's closer than ever to finding the courage. Not because she wants to rush into reconciling, but because she wants to understand. She wants to look at herself with honesty. And she wants to see you with the respect that she may not have been able to offer before. She has been thinking a lot about everything that wasn't said. About everything that remained unspoken. The words she swallowed, the actions she didn't take. And now, it's weighing heavily on her. You might not have any idea about this. You may think she has forgotten. That life has moved on. But that's not how it happened. She has continued to feel. She just did everything she could to hide it. And now, this attempt to conceal her feelings is becoming unbearable for her. There are nights when she turns everything over in her mind. She replays old conversations, trying to remember where things started to go wrong. And what bothers her most is realizing that, in many moments, she was the one who pulled away. That she didn't know how to embrace, that she didn't know how to stay, that she didn't know how to listen to what you were saying. Sometimes even in silence. It's as if now she is looking at everything with new eyes. More mature. Less defensive. Less selfish. She knows that perhaps too much time has passed. That you may have learned to live without her. But still, something within her insists. And that's what is driving this urge to reach out, to talk, to ask if there's still a chance to salvage what was left behind. It's not about reliving the past. She doesn't want to go back to exactly what it was. But she wants to understand if there can be something new between you two. Something more sincere, more pure, more whole. And if you feel it too, then maybe it hasn't been the end. You being here right now, reading this, it's not random. You feel this stirring. You sense when the other person is thinking of you, even if they don't say it. And if there's something vibrating inside you as you read, trust it. Because that connection still exists. It doesn't disappear just because we pretend to have forgotten. And when the heart insists like this, it's because the bond is still active. And the soul, in silence, tries to find its way back. Now, take a deep breath. And allow yourself to receive what the angels have to say about this delicate moment, but also one full of possibilities.
This person is going through an emotional whirlwind. And it's not just about longing. It's something deeper, more existential. She is reevaluating values, choices, memories, and you are at the center of it all. On the outside, it may seem like her life is going on as usual. But on the inside, she is in reconstruction. And with every piece she tries to put in place, you appear as the missing piece. The angels tell me that this connection between you is not something ordinary. It has spiritual roots. And because of this, even if you both try to distance yourselves, your paths keep crossing again, even if it's just through a memory, a dream, or a feeling that can't be explained. That memory that hit her like a storm didn't come by chance. It is part of a larger plan. A call to truth. To reconnection. To healing. This person is about to realize that she can't ignore how she feels. And the strongest part is, she no longer wants to pretend. The angels show me that soon, you will notice clear signs that something is changing. An unexpected message. A timid attempt to reach out. Or even a symbolic gesture, but one that carries enormous weight. And here's a very important point, you don't need to exert effort to prove anything. You never needed to, actually. What you have, just as it is, has already been enough to create all this within her. What affected her wasn't something you tried to force. It was simply you. Being yourself. Without masks, without games, without needing to shout to be noticed. And that's what still resonates within her. No matter how much she tries to rationalize what happened, or how hard she tries to fill her mind with other things, the truth doesn't relent. Because when the feeling is genuine, it bothers. It presses. And over time, it demands to be faced head-on. And that's what's happening now. She's going through a process that you can't see, but it's real. A whirlwind inside. An increasing discomfort that surfaces mainly in the quiet moments. When the day ends, when the voices fade, when the distractions no longer hold up. That's when everything comes rushing in. Everything she's tried to keep bottled up, to postpone, to ignore. It comes in a way that makes it impossible to pretend it doesn't exist anymore. She might even try to seem strong. She can smile with others, maintain her routine, carry on with her life on the outside. But inside, there are too many things begging to be felt. Too many emotions piled up. And no matter how hard she tried to forget you, she couldn't. And the worst part, she doesn't want to try anymore. What you stirred in her was different. And now, after all this, she starts to realize that you weren't just another chapter in her life. That it can't be compared to other experiences. There's a part of herself that only you accessed. And not just anyone can do that. She knows. And she's beginning to accept it. But acceptance isn't enough. She's also going to have to act. Because there's a fine line between feeling and doing something with those feelings. And that line is exactly where she is right now. She knows she needs to decide. Will she keep everything to herself? Or will she have the courage to face what she feels and reach out, even without guarantees? It's at this point that the angels reveal something important. The move now depends not only on her. It also depends on how you will receive it. How you will react. How you will listen, even without saying anything. Because there's a silence that speaks. There's a gaze that conveys more than any words. And yes, she might come to you differently. More sensitive. More genuine. Without the shield she used to wear to protect herself from getting hurt. She might arrive unsure of where to start. She could be hesitant, speaking in pauses, looking down. But don't be fooled, if she comes, it's because her feelings have overcome all the barriers she built herself. And you, are you ready to listen? Because it won't just be an apology. It won't just be a, I miss you. It will be more than that. It will be the acknowledgement of everything you meant to each other. It will be admitting that you didn't appreciate it when you could, that you didn't understand the depth of what you were experiencing. You thought you could forget, but you found out you couldn't. Maybe you'll remain silent. Maybe you won't know what to say. And that's okay. You don't have to solve everything in that moment. But be open. Not to repeat what was before, but to recognize what still exists now. The angels are asking you to allow yourself to approach this reunion with a calmer heart. A more mature one. Without unrealistic expectations, but with the lightness of someone who knows their own value. Because yes, you are who you've always been. And that is what touched so deeply. And it is what continues to resonate within you. It's not about reliving the past. It's about feeling what still pulses. And if something within you still responds to this presence, even if just in thought, even if just in silence, then you know. There is still something there. The difference now is that maybe she is finally willing to face this with the truth that was missing before. And if she comes, you will feel it. Because when someone truly comes, we feel it. Because sometimes, it's only when we think we've moved on, that the universe shows us, what is real never goes away. And you, my dear, are too real to be forgotten. This memory that struck this person so deeply, was just the beginning of the return. And the angels are whispering, get ready. Her heart is returning to where it has always wanted to be. With you. Dear soul, now that you know what this person is feeling, the angels ask that you also turn your gaze inward. How do you feel about all of this? Maybe a part of you is filled with hope, wishing for this reunion to happen. Perhaps another part is tired, hesitant to open your heart again. And all of this is valid. Everything is part of your healing journey. You are a woman who has faced so much, and yet, you remain open to love. That is a tremendous strength. A rare beauty. The angels show me how your journey has been marked by dedication, sincere attempts, and lessons learned through pain and the courage to start anew. That's why now is the time for you to honor yourself. Not just waiting for answers from this person. But asking yourself, do I still want to live this story if they come back? Do I feel valued, remembered, seen, or just used as emotional support? The answer lies in your heart. And the angels will help you see it. If it is true love, it will reveal itself clearly. with intention, with presence. Because those who truly care do not disappear. They don't just vanish and come back as if nothing happened. Those who love take a stand. They risk. They choose. And that's what this person is being called to do now. They can no longer pretend they don't feel anything. And if their heart continues to beat so strongly for you, as it has been, they will come. One way or another. But remember, you don't have to wait idly. You can move. Grow. Flourish even more. The angels are by your side, preparing meetings, connections, and blessings that you might not even imagine. Because true love may come from someone you already know, or it may arrive, like an unexpected gift, from someone new who is being guided to you. So, allow yourself to embrace this moment with faith and lightness. If this person reappears, with sincerity and openness, listen to what their heart has to say. But if they don't come, know that the universe does not make mistakes. Nothing that is meant for you will fail to find its way to you. And perhaps, just perhaps, this whirlwind of memories has served more to awaken this person than to bring them back. Sometimes, we are the turning point in someone's story, not to stay, but to open their eyes. You were the light that broke through her darkness. And for that, the angels honor you today. What comes next is in the hands of the divine. And whatever comes, will be exactly what your heart needs to move forward in peace. Trust. The love that is yours, no one can erase. And if this memory has become a storm in someone's heart, it's because your light has never gone unnoticed. You are a memory, yes. But you are also the future. A path. And a new beginning. With love and truth, this message from the angels is for you.